Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're going through One Night in Karazhan, the solo adventure for Hearthstone. Let's click here. We did the prologue mission before, and now we're going to purchase the first week with 700 gold. As you can see, I've been saving up my gold, so I can afford that. And so hopefully this will authorize. Hopefully. I've already tried this once, and it got stuck. Good, there we go. So, by beating this in normal, we did unlock the heroic mode, in which you would have had to beat the same bad guy, but this time he had 60 armor and 60 health, which is an incredibly difficult challenge, and you have to beat all the bosses in the entire solo adventure to get a single card back in heroic mode. And so it's never been worth my time in any of the adventures to actually bother to do heroic mode. Now for doing this week, we're going to get this little treasure chest. Let's knock and open the parlor.
I'm Morose, Karazhan's steward, and I need your help. Medivh's gone. We'll need the portals at the top of the tower to save him and the party.
So we saw in the prologue that a demon came and was upset for not being invited to the party, and we defeated the demon, but the demon opened a portal and took Medivh with him. So we have to beat this first boss, and that's what we're doing in this recording, and we will get 2 new cards for when we beat him. When we beat this boss, we'll get 2 more cards. When we get this boss, we get 2 more cards. And when we beat all 3, we get 3 more cards. So it's a steady flow of new cards, not a ton of new cards compared to a regular expansion where you would just buy card packs and they may add like 100 plus things.
Without Medivh, the tower is out of control.
So it's a magical tower, and it's gone crazy with Medivh gone. First boss we're going to fight is the Silverware Golem. He has an ability, be our guest, summon a 1/1 plate. Reach the top of the tower before the party takes over. Is our head and help here? Let's choose. So now here is where it starts to get a little weird. In the prologue, we were given cards. In this, I have to choose what I want to play. And so then I have to decide what card I'm going to do. Apparently, all wild decks are allowed because these are my collection of wild decks. And standard decks, of course, would be allowed. So let's try... Let's see, priest, mage, hunter, druid, warrior, warlock. Let's just try the paladin, I guess. I'm almost certainly going to have to build a deck for some of these bosses. Maybe I can get lucky. I rebuilt all my decks with the last expansion that was just an average card expansion. Okay, this is a Murloc deck, it might work. And those the decks that I built are alright, but I'm still not the greatest of Hearthstone strategists. In fact, I'm pretty bad, obviously.
The Silverware is working together. We're surrounded.
So what? So I'm not sure if any of my decks are going to be particularly effective against these bosses, because they haven't been particularly effective against real players in the real world.
Set the table. Set the floor.
Part of my biggest issue with Hearthstone is that it is almost completely about playing against other players, so they try to make it so that each player wins 50% of the time and loses 50% of the time, and frankly that's not a very high ratio for, in my opinion, for playing video games. when I play solo single-player video games, which is mostly what I do, it's somewhere around 90, 95, maybe even 99% success rate. Very rarely do I die in single-player games. So to go from high 90% success rate to a 50% success rate feels just like you're losing all the time. It really is not a fun experience. I'm not a competitive style player. So I'm playing my Murloc deck here, which Murlocs are wild because a lot of them have been banned or are going to be banned. So they have the advantage of being very cheap and working together pretty well, and if they work together well enough, they will do a lot of damage to the opponent in a fast turn of events. But they're always pretty weak, so like these 1/1s will have the ability to take me out. I do need to check what the response is. So if I say like, greetings,
Well met. Polishing time.
he says it's polishing time. If I say well played,
Well played. Polishing time.
yeah, he'll say that same thing over and over again for every response. That's typically how it goes, but at least they put one response in there. Let's see. So this is one of your linchpins, the war leader, that increases the attack and health of your Murlocs. And see, I've got this guy down to 10. The Murloc deck is pretty good. It starts to fail when you... Everybody gets a plate. When they are able to have enough characters on the field to take out your characters or cast a spell that does like 1 damage to all your enemy minions, that typically is a problem too.
Oh, that one was an antique.
So I'll have this guy down at 2. I got a little lucky here, but also this is obviously going to be a slightly easy boss. Typically in solo adventures, most of the bosses I get done on the first or second try. Maybe I have to make a new, maybe I need to make a new deck to interact with that a little bit more and do a better job, but usually it takes me 2 tries. But then every week there tends to be one that's incredibly difficult for me. I don't know why. So I have a massive amount of damage. I don't need to do any of that. I'll just hit him with this one in the middle.
What a mess.
So victory, we destroyed the plates, and we get the 3 mana, 3 attack, 2 health, deadly fork. Death Rattle, add a 3/2 weapon to your hand. Pretty good. I believe this is a rogue card. And then you get the 3 mana, 3 attack, 3 health, Silverware Golem. If you discard this minion, summon it, which is a pretty good Warlock card if you're trying to build a Warlock discard deck, which there are a few cards that do have the discard mechanism that are added in this new adventure, so that is now kind of more of a possibility. And so you get those 2 cards, and that's that boss. How I'm recording this is each boss is its own separate video, so I'm going to be done with this recording right now, and I will put up another recording very soon. It was only about 10 minutes, but that's all it really took. I got lucky. I won't get lucky on all the boss fights. As always, I end my episodes the same way. I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me even further than that, you can click on my name Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.